my Malkin's moments. I have some great Malkin's moments for you. Have to start in the state of Ohio with the Cincinnati Bengals. Jamar Chase creating history not only yesterday, where he had 11 catches, 266 yards, and 3 touchdowns in one game in the 34-31 win over the Kansas City Chiefs. That set a franchise high and a franchise record for the most receiving yards in a game. Chad Johnson achieved a 260-yard performance against the San Diego Chargers in 2006. Chase just surpassed that. And not to mention, with that total, he now has 1,429 receiving yards, which just passed Justin Jefferson's 2020 rookie year for the most receiving yards by a rookie in NFL history, Jamar Chase. And obviously, the Bengals are on this incredible run. They beat the Chiefs yesterday, 34-31. They clinched the AFC North. They clinched a postseason berth for the first time since 2015. And it was an incredible performance. And he's having one of the most incredible rookie seasons. He, I'm sure, locked up the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. He's top 4 in the NFL for most receiving yards on the season. And I know the segment isn't about Joe Burrow at the moment, but I have to give him a shout out because he was 30 of 39 for 446 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he set a team record now for the most passing yards in Bengals franchise history in a season, 4,631 passing yards and touchdowns, 36 touchdowns in a single season, which were both previously set by Andy Dalton in 2013. So big shout out to Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Indianapolis Colts running back Jonathan Taylor set a franchise high for the most rushing yards in a single season. He's got 1,710 rushing yards right now with still one more game to go. He leads the NFL for the most rushing yards. He's having a tremendous, tremendous year. And the Colts are still in a good position to potentially make the playoffs. I sure hope that they can. And if they do, it will be entirely because of the play of Jonathan Taylor. He has just been tremendous. He's been a workhorse again. For the 10th time this season, he rushed for over 100 yards. And they're 9-1 when he's rushed for over 100 yards. And he is just crushing the NFL, shattering records time and time again. Transitioning to basketball in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder's rookie Josh Giddey, the 6'8" forward out of Australia, who was the 6th pick in the draft last year, just became the youngest NBA player ever to record a triple-double. He surpassed that mark set by LaMelo Ball last year. So Josh Giddey, in the loss to the Dallas Mavericks 95-86 yesterday, recorded a 17-point, 13-rebound, 14-assist triple-double versus the Dallas Mavericks. He did it when he was 19 years old and 84 days old. LaMelo Ball was 19 years and 140 days old. So about 56 days before LaMelo Ball was able to achieve that feat. He also he led all players on both teams outright in points, rebounds, and assists. He became the youngest player in NBA history to do that. Now, I know that OKC doesn't get much credit. They don't get much coverage. And when they do, it's typically directed in the way of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which is justifiable. But Josh Giddey is having a really good rookie year. And he's missed some games due to injuries. But they've had some bright spots. They've had some bright moments. And he's been a big catalyst behind that. So big shout out to the OKC Thunder's rookie Josh Giddey. Moving back to football, the Green Bay Packers made history. They became, according to ESPN Stats and Information, they became the first team in the history of the NFL to record 3 straight 13-win seasons consecutively. We've never seen it done before. They just did it again. They clinched the top seed in the NFC with a 37-10 thrashing of the Minnesota Vikings. In fact, Matt LaFleur just passed George Seifert for the most wins in 3 straight seasons. He now has 39 wins in 3 straight seasons. Seifert had 38. Actually, John Harbaugh with the 49ers at 36. So big shout out to Matt LaFleur, who's done a nice job. Again, this is the third consecutive year where the Packers have received a first-round bye. They've received a first-round bye in each of Matt LaFleur's first 3 seasons in the NFL. And sticking with the Packers, Devonta Adams broke his own Green Bay Packers team record for the most receptions in a single season. He set the record last year in 2020 with 115. He already has 116 this year, and he's got one more game to play. So we've spoken at length about the connection and the wavelength between him and Aaron Rodgers, and he's just been sensational. He's pretty much uncoverable. There's just no way to front him. There's no way to check him. He is slippery. He just gets open. He's got incredible hands, and he's on a tear as of the last several years, Devonta Adams. Final 2, Justin Herbert passed Phillip Rivers for the most passing touchdowns in a single season in Chargers franchise history. He now has thrown 35 passing touchdowns as Justin Herbert this year. Again, breaking Phillip Rivers to set a new Chargers record. They destroyed the Broncos, and huge game against the Raiders next week. But Justin Herbert is having a phenomenal start to his career. And again, culminated with this record performance. And finally, it's interesting because we were just talking about John Gruden, not John Gruden, but John Madden, and some of the incredible, famous games that he's been a part of. And it looks like we had a rendition of the Immaculate Reception yesterday between the Packers and the Vikings. I wasn't expecting to talk about this, but there was a pass thrown by the Vikings intended for Tyler Conklin. It caromed off of either he or some of the Packers defenders, and it caromed back, and Garrett Bradbury, the center for the Vikings, scooped it up and ran it a couple yards forward. It almost looked like the Immaculate Reception, which of course was between the Steelers and the Oakland Raiders at the time, the 1972 AFC Championship game. And that was when Terry Bradshaw, Steelers down 7-6, 4th and 10 with about 20 seconds to go, throws a pass. It's deflected, falls into the hands of Franco Harris, and he takes it into the end zone to win and to punch their ticket into the Super Bowl. Obviously, Garrett Bradbury didn't run it into the end zone, but it did carom off of like 3 guys and popped up, and he was able to make the catch and keep that type of focus. And it looked like the second coming of the Immaculate Reception. Incredible, incredible play. That's all the time that I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Morning Joe every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific Mondays and Wednesday mornings. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe with Jonah Malkin. Follow me on Twitter, Jonah Malkin, or at morning_Joe_. Instagram, JMalk97, and TikTok, Jonah Malkin. That'll do it for me. Happy New Year, and always have a lovely rest of your morning.